is up, guys? It's your boy Keelman01 here. Today we're going to be going over a newer game called Winds of Valen. Okay, so Winds of Valen was developed and published by Head Coach Games. It sounds like it's a group of guys who kind of got together and are forming their own game. According to Steam, it was released November 29th of last year, so 2025. Winds of Valen shows it is a free fantasy sandbox MMORPG. Experience old school RuneScape where every level, skill, and drop is earned through effort. Train your combat, mining, and smithing skills, and hunt for rare and unique items in a seamless open world filled with danger and discovery. Now, to kind of give you a good example, if you've ever played RuneScape, this is a lot like it. Okay, it's very RuneScape feelish, which is nice, but it also has some newer features that are kind of updated with today's century. So in today's episode, we are going to be going over just some basic things with Winds of Valen. So this is the general spawn area of where you are. Now it is a point to click game, point and click, so wherever it is that you click, that's where your character is going to go to. Okay, so here we are in town 1. Like I said, spawn is just right over here. This is the town that you will spawn in. So just kind of want to go over some of the features and what to expect with Winds of Valen, so that way you can have just a general idea of what's what. Okay, so here we have our home screen. To the top left corner, you have some stuff. Bottom left, and middle, top right. So I just kind of want to go over what some of those things are. Okay, so the first box right here that you can click at the very top left is your inventory. Your inventory, you will be able to carry some things. As you can see, there's not very many spaces for inventory, and as of right now, there is no way to expand your inventory. There's no backpacks or pouches or anything like that. So you have your inventory, you have your equipped items, so whatever you do have equipped onto your character. You have your stats, so these are all the stats that you could work in the game. And then at the very bottom right corner, you have your overall level. And then at the very bottom here, you have your training stance. While you're in combat, you can train a couple different things with these stats. You can train attack, you can attack defense, evasion, and warding. Two of those, your attack and defense, are trained up, but you do have to select what you want to be training towards. On the bottom right, you do have your chat. You have a local and global chat. As you can see, it is pretty early in the morning where I'm at, and the server that I'm in is in my region. There wasn't very many people, so there's not very many messages, but I will say that the chat is fairly active while you're playing in the game. And then your bottom center, so you have a couple different things. You do have your health, which is right here, this red circle to the left almost. So where your hotbar is, you've got this weird circle-ish thing. For me, it's 320. That is what your health is at. As you lose health, that red will slowly fade away, and it will show that you are losing health. In the center, you have your hotbar. You can see there is some hotkeys assigned to it. So 1, 2, 3, Q, W, E, A, S, D. And you can only have 3 options in that category. All right. So if you can see on the left side of my hotbar, I have a sword, pickaxe, the hammer. In the center, you have your different types of shields, and later in my series, I will be going over what some of the shields do, but you'll understand later why you would want different shield boxes. And then your health, potions, and your potions essentially on the right. And then on the right side where it says 31, it's kind of got that weird box. That's your combat skill. Essentially, my understanding, if you click on here, it'll go here. Training stance along with what weapon and shield you're using determines which combat skill you gain XP in when you deal damage. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. It looks like it does because you can see they have the same logo, but I'm not quite sure how that works. So just a couple things and pointers about this map. So about this game, there is no map. There's no mini map. Now in my next episode I will be going over the map, and I don't know if the devs or if just an independent person decided to create a map for this game, but I will be going over that. And there's no missions, I guess you could say. So you're not going to go around town and see somebody who's saying, hey, I need help, and then you do a mission for them. There's nothing like that. Essentially, your only mission is to level up, pretty much. So like I said, here we are in the first town. So there's only 2 towns in the game as of right now. Both towns have this lantern thing right here, you can call it. This lantern, if you go up to it and you click on it, it will actually heal you. So you do have one in town 1, which is where we're at right now, and in town 2. So that's a basic concept of the game. And then all these over here are different vendors. Now there are some vendors in town 2, not very many. Town 1 is really where you're gonna probably hang out most of your time, at least until you level up. So if you come up to the vendor, you can open their inventory, I guess you could say, and you can buy whatever it is that they have to offer. So this game focuses very heavily on a couple different things. Okay, so as you can see with our skills, like how I said, with there being no missions, really the only goal is to focus on your skills. So your attack, defense, evasion, and warding all kind of fall under the combat category, which I'll go a little more in depth in my combat videos. But your attack and defense, once again, are leveled up by depending on what you select. So if you decide to grab a sword, go and start fighting somebody, just remember that your attack and defense have to be selected in order for you to level it up. Your evasion and warding are leveled up based on what shield you have. So each shield does something different pretty much. So you can see down here, you know, it kind of goes over what it is, and each shield will focus on a different thing. So that's where your warding and your evasion will be leveled up in. Your health is also leveled up through the combat. You don't have to do or select anything, it's just as you are in combat it levels up. Then you have your mining and your smithing. So let me grab pickaxe and the hammer. So your mining is essentially done by coming over here, and one thing about this game to know is that you do have to select whatever tool is necessary to complete that task. So if you're selected on the hammer and you come up to the rock, it's going to tell you the pickaxe is required to mine rocks. So then you're going to get a pickaxe, and then you can start mining. So mining and smithing are kind of hand in hand. You have to mine ores, and then once you mine ores, certain ores or combination of ores will allow you to be able to make bars here in your smithing menu. So mining is just that. Your mining affects the mining. Your smithing affects your bars that you're able to craft, but also the armors and tools that you are able to craft with the bars. So those two things go into smithing. A couple things to kind of go over is you do have a potion vendor. Oops. So your potions, you have your health potions, and then you have your shield potions. So as you can see in the bottom right here where it's flashing a little bit, those are your shield potions. Now another thing that you have is you have your vendors, but then you have your bank. So something about the bank, you can see here I do have some of my gear in here. So something to note about the bank, there are a couple different banks spread throughout the map. You have one right before the skeleton cave, you have one in the bandit forest area, one in each town. So the bank inventory does transfer from bank to bank. So if I go to another bank in a different area of the map, when I open it up, I'm going to see the same thing that I could see here. So that is sort of nice, because as you progress in the game, you're not going to want to be carrying everything, you're not going to want to have everything, and there are going to be some moments where you're going to want to put some things away, especially as you get into the PvP area of the map. So that is basically that is basically Winds of Valen in a nutshell. Now I want to answer one thing, because like I said, this video is really going over the basics, but I kind of want to do a two-parter. But I do highly recommend this game. It is very simplistic, it is very easy to play, and it is very easy to understand. If you were a fan of RuneScape, you are most likely going to like this game. It's a lot more simple than RuneScape. It's not as tedious and grindy as certain things. Your levels only go up to level 40 for the most part. So another thing to note is, remember, this is a new game. It just came out in November of 2025, so it's only, I don't know, about 3 or 4 months old. It's still being developed. There's still a lot of things that are going to come. I'm going to try to keep up with making sure that I update videos while they update the game. But this is going to be a series that I'm going to be focusing on. The next episode I'm going to be focusing on the map, so just make sure you keep in tune. If you have any questions, or if there's some information that you feel like I might have missed and you want to put in there, feel free to put that in the comment section. And thank you for watching, guys.